What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with the Famitsu sales numbers in Japan. Now for those who don't know, Famitsu tallies up all of the retail sales numbers, not including digital, and the retail sales for systems like the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo 3DS, and the Nintendo Switch, and they put it in a nice list for us so we can see what games are doing well and what's not doing so hot in Japan. Now this was an interesting week because the Nintendo 3DS actually outsold the PlayStation 4, which hasn't happened in quite some time, and of course the Nintendo Switch continues its just dominant streak in Japan, along with Animal Crossing New Horizons just completely obliterating the sales charts here. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the top 10 software and then go into the hardware numbers as well. Then we'll discuss a little bit in terms of what's going on with the PlayStation 4 and if that's going to trickle over to the PlayStation 5 in Japan. So the sales numbers here are for the week of August 17th through August 23rd. And Animal Crossing New Horizons is once again the top selling game here. Now you guys will have the top 10 listed. I'm not going to go over every single game, but we will go over some of the highlights here and see how much they've sold total in Japan. So Animal Crossing, once again, top selling game here, 42,000 plus copies. It's at 5.5 million plus. It's going to just be a killer in Japan this holiday. Next up, with more stock, there's more sales. Ring Fit Adventure with another 30,000 plus, over 1.3 million there. Another one here, which is pretty good to see, Ghost of Tsushima from Sony, another 17,000 units. That has over 362,000 units since it was released. Next up is Clubhouse Games, which has continued to sell pretty well in Japan. Another 14,000 plus units with well over 330,000 units sold already. Then we have the evergreen titles, guys. Mario Kart, we've got Paper Mario, the Origami King, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Splatoon 2, Super Smash Bros. So pretty cool list there, a lot of the usual suspects, but just seeing how dominant Animal Crossing is just crazy. And that's going to continue, guys. It's going to go up. This holiday, more and more people are going to be picking up Animal Crossing New Horizons in Japan. So I would not be shocked to see that game over, I would probably say 8 million or so in Japan by the end of the year. It really could be that high based off of the holiday sales too. Now going into the hardware, this is where things get a little bit interesting. Like I said, Nintendo kind of has a little bit of the monopoly on the market here. 49,125 regular Switch units sold, with another 21,000 plus Nintendo Switch Lites sold. The PlayStation 4 at 728 units, with the PlayStation 4 Pro at 155 units. That was actually lower than the new Nintendo 2DS LL at 1,135 units, with the new Nintendo 3DS LL at another 36 units. And of course, the Xbox One and Xbox One S are pitiful there. So it's interesting to see the PlayStation 4 sell so lowly, especially with something like Ghost of Tsushima still continuing to sell well, and Final Fantasy VII Remake that came out this year, and The Last of Us Part 2 that came out this year, in addition to a number of strong Japanese games that have released in the past couple years, like for example Monster Hunter World or Dragon Ball FighterZ or Final Fantasy 15, which was a number of years ago, but like the Royal Edition and all the updates, they've gotten pretty much everything in terms of the major weight that Japan could throw at it. Dragon Quest 11, you know, there's just a lot of different games there. So it's interesting to see the PlayStation 4 selling so low. Now, I have had people tell me, okay, well, the reason why it's doing so bad at this point is because Japanese gamers are waiting for the PlayStation 5. But I don't necessarily think that's the case. There's no facts to kind of back that up. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the PlayStation 3 compared to the PlayStation 4, even leading up to the PlayStation 4 launch, the PlayStation 3 still sold 10,000 units, 8,000 units, 7,000 units a week. It was still selling. And even after the PlayStation 4 came out, the PlayStation 3 still sold well more than 1,000 units a week. It was pretty clear to see that back when the Media Create reported the sales, and so did Famitsu. So to sit there and say, oh, well, they're waiting for the PlayStation 5, what's that based off of? It didn't happen with the PS3 to the PS4. People were still buying PS3 units, and there was still software being released. And that was after the PS4 came out, leading up into it and afterwards. There's still no price. There's still no launch games for the Japanese market. There's still no marketing for the Japanese market at this point. So who's waiting for the PlayStation 5? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of excited Japanese gamers out there for the PlayStation 5. And heck, I'm excited to get one too. But with no information and with dwindling sales on a system that has a bunch of games geared towards the Japanese market, I don't really think people are just sitting there and saying, oh, I can't wait, I can't wait. There's no actual evidence to support that without any information for Japanese gamers to say, okay, I'm going to rush out there and go buy a PlayStation 5. Now, when it comes to the Switch, obviously it's doing crazy good. It's going to continue selling well, and we're going to see it continue to do really well this holiday, especially with the two-tiered plan with the Nintendo Switch Regular and the Nintendo Switch Lite for a cheaper price point. So what are you guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here. We have a mysterious new project that SEGA is teasing. They're calling it Project BLACK, or just Project Black. Now, it's on September 2nd, which will be the official reveal, and it could possibly be Sakura Wars related. So SEGA has launched a teaser website and Twitter account for Project Black, a mysterious new project that will be officially announced via a live stream on September 2nd. And according to the website, Black is the name of the artist group that represents brilliant, legislative, artistic, celebrity, and knights. The girls in the group continue to sing and fight for the future of Japan, and the song and dance performance by its 12 ace members, the Noble 12, is the greatest work and continues to excite people. So there's the evidence of where the franchise could be. Now, they show off a bunch of different characters here and a music video. And back in May, why people are saying this is Sakura Wars related, SEGA trademarked Sakura Wars Black, given the trademark, the involvement of the Sakura Wars series composer Tanaka, and the theme of the performance and fighting for Japan in the Black group's description. It's very likely that Project Black is Sakura Wars Black, so we're just going to have to wait and see for SEGA and the official reveal of it. I know Sakura Wars on the PlayStation 4 did okay on the system. I mean, I haven't really heard too much in terms of SEGA saying how well it did here in the US. I know Japan was a little bit muted in terms of the launch, but Sakura Wars is still a franchise that it looks like SEGA's trying to revive just a bit. It had been a while since we'd seen a major game kind of come out, and it's cool to see them kind of dipping their toes back into the Sakura Wars franchise. So we're going to have to wait and see what this one turns out being here. I'm just hoping that they do what they say they're going to do to their investors in terms of multi-platform and involving more things here. Now, I don't know about this one just because they've probably been developing it for a while, but hopefully it's multi-platform. Hopefully SEGA understands that people want to play their games on a variety of platforms. So we'll see what ultimately ends up happening with this. And we have to wait and see even what type of game and it really ends up being with it. So September 2nd, not too far from here. So what are you guys' thoughts on Sakura Wars Black, this mysterious project that SEGA is teasing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got some Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Some new gameplay footage, well, just a little bit from the opening night live with Jeff Keighley, Gamescom 2020. But we did get some new information about this game and kind of where they're building this game from and when we can expect it on the PlayStation 5. So publisher Sony Interactive Entertainment and developer Insomniac Games debuted an extended gameplay demonstration of Ratchet & Clank during the Gamescom 2020 opening night live stream, as well as confirmed that the game will launch, quote, within the PlayStation 5 launch window. So some are saying within 3 to 6 months. That's kind of the launch window, more like within the 3 months of the system's launch. Most people are anticipating that the system's going to be launching in November. So November, December, January, February. So sometime between then, maybe we see the game. Probably 2021, though. I don't think it's going to be a 2020 game. So they talked more about the game. They went into the demo where it takes place early. Ratchet and Clank find themselves at odds with their arch nemesis, Dr. Nefarious, only this time he's equipped with a dangerous Dimensionator, a device with the power to open portals to other dimensions. As usual, Nefarious's plans go off the rails, and our beloved intergalactic duo go dimension hopping. Along the way, they'll encounter a cast of familiar and new faces. So they have the female Lombax person that they still didn't show more of, which would have been a great opportunity to show more of her. The game does take advantage of the new DualSense controller, adaptive triggers, and feedback. You can feel each one of Ratchet's weapons. It's a little bit different in terms of how which ones will feel. So almost like an HD Rumble type of situation. So not bad at all there. 3D audio, fully immersive on there. So they're really kind of doing a lot with the PlayStation 5. Obviously, there's going to be no loading times with the SSD. And they're going to have some pretty cool stuff with the graphics and the particle effects. The game looks absolutely amazing. The gameplay looks pretty standard Ratchet and Clank. Doesn't look like they're doing anything crazy there, but the tech behind it is pretty cool and taking advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware. Now, they also said that the game is an extension of Ratchet and Clank Into the Nexus from the PlayStation 3, but it's its own standalone adventure. So they're building off, or it's kind of like a sequel or something to that PlayStation 3 game. So I'm kind of seeing it as like a Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torn of the Golden Country, an extension of that game, but at the same time a standalone game that improved the graphics and kind of did new things. Now, obviously, this is a generational jump, so there's a bigger jump in graphics from what we saw, but it's very similar in terms of maybe what they're saying here, because that's what they said to Jeff Keighley with the whole building off of the PlayStation 3. It's an extension to that one, or the PlayStation 3 game, I could say more like it. So overall, it looks good. I'm excited for Ratchet and Clank. I think that it's a game that people are definitely going to have a lot of fun with. The voice acting seems on point. The graphics are on point. The features are on point in terms of the PlayStation 5. No loading is awesome. Going into different dimensions is awesome. And I think that everything's really just going to be really nice with this game here. So what are you guys' thoughts on Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and for the final topic, guys, we have some old school love and flavor, and Factor 5 being resurrected from the dead. Am I hearing this correctly? It seems so. So, Turrican Anthology Volume 1 and 2 have been announced for the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. So, publisher Strictly Limited Games and developer Factor 5 has announced Turrican Anthology Volume 1 and Turrican Anthology Volume 2 for the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch during the Gamescom 2020 opening night live. Now, here's the thing, guys. Two different games here in terms of Volume 1 and Volume 2. You have Volume 1, and it's going to have Turrican from the Amiga, Turrican 2 from the Amiga, Super Turrican from the Super Nintendo, Super Turrican Director's Cut from the Super Nintendo, Mega Turrican Score Attack from the Mega Drive. Now, Turrican Anthology Volume 2 is going to have Turrican 3 from the Amiga, Mega Turrican from the Mega Drive, Mega Turrican Director's Cut from the Mega Drive, Turrican 2 from the Super Nintendo, and Turrican 1 Score Attack from the Super Nintendo. So 2 anthologies there, guys. They have 2 separate prices between those two. So Turrican Volume 1, Turrican Volume 2. Now, there will be some collector's edition, which will have the prices there for you guys as well. Pre-orders are available at Strictly Limited Games too. So it's very interesting to see Factor 5, that name, that legendary name, making a comeback. And I remember the biggest thing with Factor 5 in the most recent years, I remember they were apparently supposed to be making a Kid Icarus game for the Wii that never actually took off. But it would have been amazing because Factor 5 was known for their amazing work on the GameCube. They're tech savvy on flying games and getting games to not only look amazing, but also play very smoothly, 60 frames per second, and just have accurate and precise controls. So I think it's pretty cool that Factor 5 is somewhat back in some way, shape, or form. And hopefully this Turrican Volume 1 and 2 do very well for them. So what are you guys' thoughts on all the different topics here? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.